Welcome everyone to my newest edition Let's Play, that is Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Excuse me, my name is OliverGamer3, I'm gonna be your host today. I don't have very much time, and I do feel like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is an overlooked game that I do kinda like and hate at the same time, so I'm here to share my experience and just play through this game with all. And I'm gonna play a little bit with you too, so it's gonna be awesome. As for this moment, I'm gonna shut up because it is post-commentary, ladies and gentlemen, and enjoy this intro.
Dreaming of the stars on high that speak to me in secret sighs, drifting on a breeze, only I can feel and hear. Could it be the sacred wind that's calling me to now begin to walk into the dark, carrying the light of tomorrow? The beating of the wings up high, beyond the earth, beyond the sky. Come out, don't hesitate, don't look back, we've got to go now. Don't fear, you'll be safe from now on. Morning star watching over all. Deep inside, so silently, my heart was beat. Deep inside of me, memories flickering and shimmering on endlessly. Keeping close to the path, morning sky watching over all. Moving over endless mountains of the heart, walking to the light. Your heart will see the path, and you will find the way. Just wait and see, over endless sky, oh so high. Tomorrow will follow and behold your promises today. Just wait and see.
How about that for an intro? I think that is pretty great. It's a pretty cool song. Come, let us I don't know, I can't read today. It shall be known as Crystal Chronicles, blah 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 blah. So what about we choose Name Town now? As I said before, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is kind of overlooked game for the GameCube. Actually, the only Final Fantasy game ever released for GameCube, because of, you know, Square being with Sony and stuff. So, and I gotta say, I'm not disappointed with what this game did. It changed the formula, as we're gonna see within the gameplay. In about 10 minutes. The intro of this game is really long, and right now we're just choosing the village name, so it's not gonna be too bad. And we're gonna go with whatever that was. And yeah, they completely changed the RPG formula for a more adventure game with RPG elements in it, which works just as fine. And I really like this game. But you know these kind of games, it's just like, I like it, but I hate it. And that's the feeling I got when I see this game. I like it, but I hate it all at the same time. And now we're just gonna customize a character. By the way, you cannot do a thing without a character, so might as well get it now. It's gonna be really useful later on. I'm just saying. I'll just make it much easier for everybody here at home. So we'll go with Oliver because it is my name in all caps, of course. And as you can see, we have quite a bit of options. We can go male, female. All characters have their different customization. We got Clavat. Might as well talk about it a little bit. Clavat is a standard class. You know, it's really well balanced because there is difference in stat of how you fight through the game. So Clavat are the all-around guy. You know. Good defense, good magical prowess, good attack. They don't really excel in anything. I believe defense is their highest stat by default. I might be entirely wrong with that, but they're the all balance guy. The little T, a little bit different. They are all offense, so they get, of course, lots of attack, somewhat good defense, I believe, and poor magic. And then we got the Ukes, which are kind of like mage guy, so they're pretty cool. Incredible magic prowess, pretty weak physical stats. And finally we got the Selkie. But I swear, this is the male design. They all look female. I'm not sexist or anything, but Jesus dang, who thought this was a good idea for a male? It looks more like a girl than anything. In fact, the female counterpart looks more like boys in my opinions. Anyway, that is just me though, and I am one weird dude, so who cares after all. But yeah, the Selkie are kind of like the Lothi, but a little bit they're more on the average side, but towards physical stats, if that makes any sense. They like have really big offensive power, but not as much as the Lothi, and they don't have as much magic as the Clavat, so don't take the Selkie. It's a bad choice. You will regret it for the entirety of your life. But complementing all these classes, no, I'm not gonna choose Edben. I'm gonna choose Clavat because I really like these guys in single player. We're gonna go with natural because it looks like my haircut, and as you can see here, we have a lot of we have 8 different family traits we're gonna choose from. I'm gonna choose Blackness because it's the most awesome. As we go along, I would like you guys to leave in the comments something that says, you know, make another party member that has this guy as a family trait, because we need those guys later on. They'll be extremely helpful for our town, because our town does affect our journey in some cases, which I really like from this game. Might as well say it now. So here's a mother, father, brother, and brother. By the way, this is all randomized, so you always get different adventure every time, and I really do love it. Or is it my little sister? Looks like a boy. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the screen right here. Oliver, the blacksmith's son of Kent. Oh my god, I skipped everything. I'm gonna try to be the voices, but because it's post-commentary and not live, it might be just a little harder for me, you know? So how about we go through our adventure and move on? And by the way, there's gonna be a lot of crossbots like this. And what do we get? Oh. Of course my game must crash. I mean, mine was pretty damn old, but anyway. So I had to through all of that 6-minute intro all over just to get my character back and everything, because you can't skip that long for minutes intro that make you saw at the very beginning of this video. So, you know, I heard you were never my name is Sodom, I'm the captain, blah, 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 blah. Basically all they say is that they're captain from the fortress of Thufera, the cavern. There are Caravaners that live oh, and by the way, I must also say it, my town's name is Tipa. Totally forgot totally forgot it was a Pogle. It was supposed to, but it doesn't matter. And basically, they're just showing you how to use a Moogle in battle altitude within your crystal callus, as we'll see in a few minutes here. But I don't need that because I will explain everything to you guys because I am awesome and you all know it. And now they freely gave us a good Moogle to carry on the callus with us, which is pretty damn swell if I do say so myself. And then now we're gonna get to real gameplay elements. As you can see, we're traveling through this world with this caravan, which is pretty cool. By the way, we are caravaners, if you didn't guess by now. I'm gonna take a lot of save here. You wanna know why? You saw that game crash like 1 minute and a half ago? 2 minutes to be 1 minute and a half ago? Like that big game crash? Well, that's why I'm saving a lot this time. I'm taking no chance. And we're gonna enter our first dungeon.
They say that wicked creatures prowl the road along this beautiful riverbank, but nobody's ever seen one. I once asked a man why. He simply replied, "Because anybody who happens upon one is promptly eaten." But it is long since anyone has met such a fate. For nowadays, people take another route, far away from the spooky old road. Only we walk the old way now, travelers in crystal caravans.
Now there's going to be intros like this for every single dungeon that we're gonna enter, and I think they're pretty cool, but they give a backstory with the narrator and I don't really know it and I don't really care. Of course we'll see them as we go along, and now I'll have the little story for the dungeon of itself, which I think is a pretty neat idea. I just don't really care about the narrator. But anyway, now we can see the real core of the gameplay here. So basically, like I said, it's shifted the Final Fantasy base from an adventure game with RPG element. Basically, you got a weapon and everything. You see this big circle around me. That Moogle is carrying my callus. This callus is essential for survival. I am not kidding. If you go beyond that circle, you'll take damage automatically, and you start with 4 hearts, and you lose half a hearts every time. And I believe you take damage every 2 seconds, so don't get too cocky, you know, if you know what I'm saying. And here I can use magic. You have different. It's kind of weird because this game takes like how can I say it? An RPG approach in an adventure game. Like, you got a command list. You cannot do multiple action at the same time. You cannot parry and attack with the same commands at the same time. You have to take different approach. So basically, I'm currently in the fire command, which I can cast fire, which is pretty neat. And it's a pretty strong attack too. Right now I'm only using fire because I do believe I need to kill as many enemies with magical attack, I believe. You also got a default attack in defend command. Never use your defend though. And basically, to initiate the command, you just use the action button, which in this case, since it's on the GameCube, it's the A button. You can slash up to 3 times a combo, but you gotta kind of time it. It's pretty weird. It's definitely doable though. It's just a little bit weird with the timing. You can't just smash the A button. You really gotta time it's with the character. And right now, I'm not using the attack, even though it's a much better tactic to use. I'm only using the fire command because, again, in each dungeon you get a point at the end depending on how well you did, and depending on that score, you can get up to 100 bonus points, which is enormous in this game. to get better rewards at the end of the dungeon. So basically, my secret and my objective now is to only use magical, finishing off enemies with magical attacks. So I'm just kind of kicking their butt like so. And here we get a movement mouse. We're gonna see multiple of them throughout this playthrough, and basically they don't really do a lot. At least I don't feel like they do a lot of good things. Question mark. Basically they just give you stamps so you can play a multiplayer mode within with your Game Boy Advance, all linked up to your GameCube or Nintendo Wii. In my case, I'm not going to show that. I maybe show off multiplayer if I find someone else with a Game Boy Advance for that. I'm not sure, and I must also bring the person here, so I don't know about that. There's also other stuff with the Mongol House, but we'll see it far much later. But I was talking with the bonus point. Yeah, you got an objective. You can get points by killing enemies, you know, picking up stuff, opening treasure chests. However, there's a secret objective that you can achieve. Basically, you can get, like I said, an extra 100 bonus points by completing this secret objective within the dungeon level. So currently it could be anything. It could be don't pick up anything, don't use physical attacks, don't use focus attacks, which is basically just a charge up attack command, which you can just hold the A button and kind of has this circle floating around, just like you see with the fire command on the screen just now. There's a little fire when you're ready to cast. It has a little charge time, and afterwards there's a little sucker appearing. And like now, I'm using the thunder against the big goblin. There's a little circle that determines where the spell's going to be cast, and it's also going to determine its range. So like focus attack, they also have this little circle to see where you're gonna hit, because it has a certain range that you can attack from. It's pretty great. And however, my biggest pickup with that extra bonus thing in dungeon is that you can't see that. I knew what was the thing because I had the Game Boy Advance linked up to my Nintendo Wii, and I just power up my Game Boy, and it told me the secret objective to get that 100 bonus point is finish off enemies with spells. And that's what's dumb about this game. If you want to have the best Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles experience, you need to have a Game Boy Advance, a copy of this game, a link cable, to have access to better equipment. That's really dumb. That's like DLC before DLC. And you see what's the stupidest thing? Everything you see on screen right now is directly recorded from my Nintendo Wii. You can't really see my Game Boy, so I'll probably show it off in a bonus video at the very end of this Let's Play. By the way, just breaking the subject here because I'm really good at that. If you saw my other videos, if you just follow my channel in general, you see that I completely break the subject sometime. But I'm gonna be doing one dungeon per video. At least I hope I can, because that thing is hard to do. It really is a pain for me to do anything with it. What was I saying again before that dungeon? I believe it was for extra points. That don't matter. Totally forget. By the way, like I said, you saw me. By the way, to activate the Moogle, I believe I didn't say this so far. For him to pick up the Callus, you need to press the X button. It will automatically lock onto the Callus and hang on to it, and he will follow you around as you go. But he can get tired. We'll see this very later on with Linary Desert stage, and you'll understand at that point. But anyway, for now, we got something going on. And here is our first boss. I believe that was a pretty cool intro. That's just me though. I believe his name is Crab King. I might be entirely wrong. He is a thunder user with pincer and everything, so just don't get close to pincer. And you can also cast slow bubble to slow you down, so just gotta watch out for that. You definitely decrease your casting time and your charge attack, and you move far much slower, making you very vulnerable to any of his attacks. Best way to take him down is to use either the Holy spell or the Blizzard family spell. I'm gonna every spell faction I'm gonna recognize them as family for now. So you got Blizzard, Blizzara, and Blizzaga. That is a family. That is the Blizzard family for me. Same thing goes for Fire and Thunder. He has 1 point of defense for the Blizzard family, has no resistance at all for Holy, and everything else has 3 point of defense, I do believe, for any other magic. And of course, things like Gravity on him won't work because it is a ground-based creature. It will constantly cast slow bubbles at you, so just make sure to avoid that. They kind of move in a slow motion and kind of home on you for a little bit, and afterward they just stop chasing you. You can always go to physical route too. That is pretty useful. And his main abilities are thunder attacks, so don't use thunder on him because I believe he is immune. That's not that. Is the fact that he has 3 point of defense for that. Like I said before. And just gotta watch out for this little shell. As you see right here, it's gonna smash into me. Yeah, it's gonna walk into me. It's gonna create a little shockwave and kind of stuns you for a second. I could take him down a physical route and be a little bit short. The only thing is, yeah, I must finish him with a spell. Once again, in his third phase, when his shells goes off, he casts thunder like crazy. He will cast Thundara on you, which has a much bigger range than the normal thunder attack, as much as the Bizarre I'm casting right now, and it can caught you off guard pretty damn easily. And the thing about it is that thing, it paralyzes you, so you get stunned for a big time. And I believe this will be it. And there we go. We took him down. That was pretty satisfying. Pretty simple boss and all. You can always do a hit and run strategy with the physical side. Always work, always will. As for that was our first boss fight. Like I just said, I'm just rambling at this point. And that's pretty cool. And now we come through the Mirror 3. And here it is. Kabow! Here you go, Kabow! By the way, you will always get interrupted by a Moogle every time you complete it and get a mirror drop for a Callus. So in this case, it's Roland. It's the I believe chief of the Caravaners. I'm not sure about that. He just sent us a letter, and that's pretty cool. Of course, I'll explain the mechanics a little bit later because there's way too much to talk about in this first part. And as for now, I think that's gotta be it. So long, Kaposi says, as we unveil our treasure. Don't use physical attack. Okay, that was my special objective. And you see here, I got a 136, got 100 bonus point, extremely useful. And we get a slots of treasure. In this case, I'm gonna get the Moogle pocket because it will increase my command list. As for now, guys, that is going to be it for now. I definitely hope you've enjoyed so far this Crystal Final Fantasy Crystal. I'm I'm gonna redo this, and I'm gonna do it correctly this time. I hope you've all enjoyed this first episode of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. You can always help this series by sharing it or just liking it. It makes me feel better about myself and my work that I'm doing for you. You don't know it, but I'm doing things for you. You don't even know. Oh my god. And might as well say that I'm gonna be showing every treasure that I get off screen at the beginning of each new episode that's gonna be released. So I did a little bit of off-screen training for the second video, as you're gonna see in just a little bit, but you'll have to wait for that. Anyway, guys, my name is Oliver the Gamer 3, and I'll see you guys next time.